Alright, give me a second to share this feed. I'm just going to be doing cards today. And I have a little bit of I have a candle I'm going to light. And I'm going to do kind of like a protection thing. Give me a second to share this feed. I'm really feeling the supermoon energies. Usually I try to hide out, but a lot of people wanted me to go live, so I figure I'll just do it. Usually I try to kind of do my work and avoid people and kind of use this energy, but it's a really amazing energy. So go ahead and share this feed. I'll be giving away a third eye activation, and I'll be back with the news tomorrow. Drop your name if you're going to want a card. I don't have any news today, so I'm just going right into cards. I'll do a little bit of a moon forecast too for anyone who's interested in the supermoon. A lot of people have already experienced it. Regardless, the energy is still affecting the whole planet for a little while afterwards. So I'll go ahead and give a little moon update, astrology update too. So I put a post up. If you're just joining me, go ahead and share this feed. Drop your name if you're going to want a card. But I put a post up talking about how last year, 2017, was a year basically of fire and creative energy. And that was a pretty amazing year for me too. My Chinese astrology said it was my year or whatever for my Chinese astrology. So I really was using that creative energy to build and to create things. But the energy is shifting right now. It's shifting more into a water, earth kind of energy, and it's totally different. Water's about emotions and intuitiveness. Fire's about creativity. So we're just doing polar opposite shifts, but it's pretty amazing for me too because I'm in that element. I'm mostly made in my chart of water and earth, so I'm really vibing in this energy. But a lot of people are going to feel that Capricorn kind of Cancer energies, and people could be feeling emotional, but there could be a lot of relationship things coming up because Capricorn is a really independent sign. That's its entire archetype is here to learn independence in its relationships. So a lot of people might be having relationship things come up from outdated systems, outdated relationships, things not serving you of all kinds. We need to create space. So a lot of people create suffering or resistance by hanging on to this stuff, but a lot of the times the lesson is to just let go and go with the flow. That's just how I kind of operate my whole life. I just kind of go with the flow and where I'm needed every day. And it's a lot more relaxing and less stressful than having to plan things out, be worried, trying to control outcomes, things like that. So we're learning lessons about control dramas and letting go. I really love this moon energy all the time. We have the same kind of monthly cycles all of the time. And I'm always just kind of jumping in. I tell everyone, I used to be really stressed out and ungrounded and tired because I feel I don't sleep the same with the moon cycles. I just don't get the same type of REM cycles. So instead of hiding out and getting nothing done and feeling like crap, I try to jump in and use the energies to my benefit. So right now, out of the entire month, your thoughts are going to create your reality for the entire month to come. So basically, the thoughts that you're having for the next 24 hours, maybe a little bit longer, 24 to 48 hours, are going to determine everything that you're going to attract to you for this upcoming month right now. So a lot of people, it's easy to become emotional or ungrounded. A lot of people just need to kind of step back. That's why I like to spend more time with myself. I kind of set up this little sacred space right here. And that's another thing we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about maybe setting up a sacred space in your house. We had this was just a room in my basement that wasn't being used, and now voila, it's a really nice meditation space. The most divine thing that you can do would be to be by yourself. One of the most spiritual things that you can do is to spend time with yourself, getting to know yourself. This is all about you and who you're becoming. So really think about what kind of space you have for yourself in your house. It's we have so much space in our houses and where we live, but very little space for ourselves. and the time that we need to recharge. So we're feeling a lot of emotions coming up, and since this energy is shifting for 2018, we're going to see a lot of storms, because basically what hurricanes or tropical storms are, they are emotions flying around. So we're starting to see a kind of purge or upheaval of emotions just kind of everywhere. I have on some chi activation music. I'm really into different types of energy, and this week for like our Awakening to Ascension class, we're working on our sacral chakra, and it really goes with the theme with this moon as well. I see a good amount of people on here. I'm just getting to the comments now. I'm going to start doing cards. I have like a really nice energy. I can already feel it. I didn't want to go live, but it's just such a good energy for optimizing. I'm taking a break right now to go live, but I've been doing Reiki attunements probably, I mean, basically since Monday till now, just attunements, and I've been relaxing and spending time manifesting, because I like to be really careful with my thoughts, and I like to really use this energy to create things I want, not the things I don't want with the energy. So I've been doing a lot of reflecting and manifesting and creating. Teresa Bratcher, she's having strange dreams all week. I don't sleep as well, and I'm really tuned in through the dream world. It's how I most connect. Like I've had, I was putting a post up about, I'm sorry if I'm all over the place, I was putting a post up about DMT, the natural kind, and how it kind of affected the way I dream, because it really has. I had a lot of out-of-body experiences and near-death experiences, as well as like astral travel is just kind of common for me. I pretty much do it every night unless I'm like on a healing assignment. So it's just really common for me, this kind of stuff. I've always dreamed really lucid. I also did a lot of dream work. You could easily say that I was probably awake this entire time in the Matrix, but there was a gap where I was on pharmaceuticals and my gifts were dormant. Like literally taking pharmaceuticals knocked out all of my spiritual gifts and kind of shut off my DNA that I needed for my ascension. So there was a gap where I didn't have my gifts, but I would say I was always awake in this matrix with things like that. So I've always been having crazy sleep experiences and things like that. That's the best way to tune in. I tell people a little hack is, if you want to know like a question, or if you want to know something about yourself, people are always like, where am I from? Who am I? Some of the common questions. You can ask your higher self or pray before you go to sleep. I just put some selenite in the pyramid. I put a picture on my profile and I charged it that way in the pyramid, but you can charge your crystals anyway, like outside in the sun and the moon right now. Tonight's ideal. And I've been putting a lot of selenite under my bed and near my bed, and it's really been helping me with the dream work that I'm doing and recalling my dreams as well. I'm also doing dream activations and past life activations so that you can get your memories back and things like that. So my main focus with this energy has actually been dream work recall and past life memory recall. But you're working on a spiritual strength. When you're ready, you'll remember everything. You are able to remember when you're at a place where you can handle it spiritually. And we're working on a spiritual strength. I was someone who had a lot of physical pain during different periods of my life. I was in a bad car accident. And I can tell you that when you're living in your light body, any kind of physical pain will go away. You won't feel things in the same way. So I was told early on in my ascension that I had to live in my light body. And that's like the best advice that I can give any of you. We have to start working on a spiritual strength. So many people are worried about possessions and material things. And I tell people, what would happen if everything you owned, and this, not to mention the entire matrix, just kind of faded away in an instant? I mean, we live in a hologram. This is a projection. It's an illusion. So what happens when we update this computer system and everything kind of fades away and you're left with just yourself? How are you going to feel about yourself? Would you feel differently if you didn't have the things that you own? Things to think about, because we've been sold on this American dream and how things should be. But the only thing that we're here to change is ourselves, ever. Vanessa Jones. I'm loving the energy today too. I have some chill music on. I'm literally just hanging around my house. I was making some crystals earlier. I made a weed crystal on my crystal grid on my page because I've been posting a lot of weed memes and things like that, and chemtrail memes, things like that, to help wake people up, because I really believe, obviously it's not for everyone, but I believe it has its medicinal uses, and that it has the capability of replacing basically all the pharmaceuticals that big pharma is selling people. I think it's all a racket anyway, and a lot of people just have heavy metal toxicity and are being sold on these illnesses and things like that, when we're really dealing with pretty much the same things all around. So I've been making grids, charging my crystals, meditating, and doing attunements. Vanessa, have patience. Every time we have a thought, every time I speak anything, it goes out into this field, this vibratory field. And that's how we create our reality. This place that we're all complaining about daily, we're creating it with our thoughts and our words. It's kind of a collaboration of all of us. And a lot of us aren't really liking it. How we can change that is we can change the thoughts and the words that we're putting out into that field. And in doing that, we will change the things that we're drawing to us or magneting back to us. Have patience. You guys need to stay extra high vibe with your thoughts. I know we all have a lot going on. I know about the state of the world. I know that in any given moment that, there could have been something bad that is going on in your life, but there's a lot of good stuff going on in the same place. And if you're going through anything negative, it is only for your spiritual evolution. So a lot of people are having like a hard time with relationships, things going on, dealing with work and all of this stuff while ascending. But it's here for your growth, and you planned every bit of it before you came here because you knew you could handle it. Lizette, good morning. Lizette is spending more time recharging in solitude today. This is like one of my favorite cards. I am someone who has to spend a lot of time alone recharging my energy because I'm very energy sensitive. It really took me a long time to grow into my gifts and abilities because I'm always picking up all of these energies, and I'm kind of like a filter for everything. And as someone who's really highly sensitive, it can be overwhelming at times. So I really had to make sure, I tell you guys to take salt baths, get out into nature. I think everyone should be meditating for like 20 minutes a day. I'm going to insert this in there too. I teach Reiki. If you guys need me, the link is above. I'm obviously always doing a buy a level, get a level free of any of our Reiki and Blue Star healing classes, but I can always tell who is meditating and who isn't when I do my attunements by the way that people's energy reacts to them and by the experiences that they're having. So just from observing, myself and everyone around, I would tell everyone to meditate like 20 minutes a day. And those people that are going to be having more spiritual type experiences, more visions, more profound dreams, things like that. It's going to have effects on you. It will take away your anxiety, any type of unbalance you're feeling. It's just a really good way to clear your energy. And we're constantly taking on energies around us, so we kind of had to declutter our auras some way. Rhonda Panini. Movement, choices, and decisions. While you're watching this too, you're being activated. I'm really into pranic healing or chi, things like that. So you're also being activated, so you should be able to kind of feel it in your sacral, maybe moving up for anyone viewing this. But don't make any big decisions right now. I warned you guys weeks ago. Now everyone is like, again, I'm grounded for the moon, but I warned you guys that you guys are making a planetary spiritual ascension. And our bodies are changing from the inside out. So it might seem like, we're not doing much or whatever on a cellular level. We're really busy. We're all changing from a carbon base to a crystal base, which is really a huge deal. So we basically need more rest, more water, more time meditating, more organic foods, that kind of thing. Don't make any big decisions. Don't take on too many projects right now. This is not a good time to be taking on new responsibilities if you don't have to. A lot of people are feeling amazing and, like me, right? I felt amazing the past 2 days, today, but, energetically, we kind of move around in vibratory range. So don't take on too much right now. This energy is kind of like a roller coaster with how things are going. You might want to simplify instead of adding more things to your schedule. You might want to try to simplify your life like I'm trying to do. Caitlin Batters, amazing. Conflict and defeat. This is like all about surrender. I tell people I get taken down a few notches every week just because of my mission, and I have to be extra humble with everyone around me because I'm learning how to teach on all of the ascended masters, teachers, healers, and it's pretty amazing, but I have to also remain really humble. So we have to remember to stay really, really humble, grateful, And sometimes we just have to surrender to the universe. Like, we're always trying to plan and control everything and know what's going to happen or even see what's going to happen. But sometimes we just have to surrender and have faith that we actually planned out every detail of our life before we came here, so we don't have to do as much work as we think. What we should be doing is just working at staying high vibe, controlling our vibration, and changing and affecting the people around us, the people that we can. A lot of people feel hopeless, like the world is like, you know, falling apart. I can't really do a lot as one person. But you can always make positive ripple effects, and you're affecting people more than you know just by being here. Kristen Boeck. I love this whole house. I'm a Taurus, so I'm really crazy about the type of spaces I can live in. I have to have my environment of a certain vibration. I did really bad. This planet is now raising its vibration. It's going up in vibration almost daily. Like, you can go ahead and track this stuff, whatever. But for a while, we were in really low frequencies in the third dimension. And while we were, I did awful in that energy. It really messed with my abilities, put me on lower frequencies, opened me up to a lot of negative entity stuff, all sorts of crazy stuff. So now as the planet is rising in vibration, and we're all going up in vibration, it's helping us better access our gifts, our abilities, and we're also being purified right now. And I think that's amazing because it fits with a lot of prophecies. And it also fits with your card, Kristen, because this is a transformation for everyone. It's just pretty amazing. And I'm really into science. All sorts of crazy stuff. I just took a lot of school and a lot of science. And the amazing thing about the butterfly and the caterpillar is both are a separate species and both have separate DNA. So when the caterpillar goes in the cocoon, it has one set of DNA. It actually changes its DNA and becomes another phylum. And that's what's happening with us. So be gentle on yourself. Like I said, you may need more rest, more water. I'm really grounded, and I always am during these storms, but I rest up for them, number one, and I drink a lot of water. And I work very hard at staying grounded. It's like my main lesson that I'm learning for maybe like the past year now, how to be more and more grounded so that I can be that anchor, so that when people are freaking out or sick or need someone, that I can be that kind of grounding force. Tommy Lynn. I don't know, not a lot of space. This is a really small room. We actually have a pretty small house here. Like, I would put one of these pyramids around our bed, but it won't fit in our room. But it's almost spring here, and we're gonna try to sell this house, and we're gonna try to buy another house. So I'm hoping that I can manifest one with a bigger bedroom so I can put one of these around our bed. And it's really synchronistic because when I was a kid, I used to go to the West Indies. My grandmother would live there, and a lot of other cultures, because they have a lot of like English or Indian culture, a lot of these people have these around their beds. So I kind of grew up around these because they have mosquito nets and things like that, and it's pretty awesome. So I really want to get another one. You can literally set up the smallest space and maybe put a blanket down, throw some crystals around, just kind of sage the area, make it your space. Like, this place is really quiet down here. So, and there's no electronic devices too. That's another huge thing. I'm going to be doing a little protection. A dear friend of mine gave me this candle, and I really love her, so I'm going to light it before I get off of here. But here's a black tourmaline, and it's really good for EMF. So there's no, other than my recording devices, I don't keep any electronics in this room. So if I'm not recording a video like right now, there's no electronics, which is really important to me too, because these kind of frequencies are always affecting us. So try to create a space where you can have no electronic frequencies disturbing you. Maybe throw a couple of candles, some crystals around. It's not really that important. But the most important thing I am doing would be saging. I sage, I light a lot of incense and shaman sticks because I want to clear the energy in our home. So make sure you're saging. Tommy Lynn. Things are going to pick up intensity as the world gets more and more ungrounded. I mean, this storm's pretty chill. I'm not covering the news even. There really isn't a lot of it. But that tells me a lot about what will happen next month and the month after. And these are really predictable type of cycles. So we know that everything's really chill and calm, but things are picking up intensity. We're on an accelerated ascension. We thought that maybe we should do this a little faster. So we've done this many times before, but I don't believe we've ever done it this fast. So you're going to need to find space, like kind of like a calm from that storm. So work is staying more and more grounded, because as the world's coming more and more unhinged, people are going to be in fear, just the usual. You're going to be needed to be grounded. I'm drawing certain people to my mission and to my feeds. It tells me a lot about people as a soul, and you're definitely going to be needed. Dawn Medium. Good morning. I know, I figured I'd go live. Facebook was a little quiet. I didn't feel like posting memes today. I just wasn't feeling it. So I have a really good vibe going on. Sometimes I just kind of get withdrawn because I don't like to always be on camera. So sometimes I withdraw. But I figured I would share my vibe and share some good energy. Dawn, don't make any huge decisions. Like I said, this is the choose wisely card. I say that if you take any of these choices, you end up drowning in the sea. Don't make any big decisions right now. Things are going to shift rapidly. That's why I like the start of the new year. Things really shift fast astrologically. So more rest right now. The theme with this moon is self-care. We have non-interference rules here, and sometimes it's the people that say they need the help the most that we shouldn't be helping. We have to really learn how to give that love to ourselves sometimes. So work on more self-love with this moon, everyone. Krista Higabotham. This is a pyramid. It was for your third eye too. And that's like one of my best chakras. It's probably my strongest chakra, obviously. So I really like this one. And even just sitting in it has kind of like profound energetic effects. That's why I figure if I'm going to do like a card feed, I may as well do it in here today. So I could benefit from the effects of it. It really makes you feel really weightless. Almost like you could astral travel really easily. Krista, you're moving on from anything and anyone not serving you. We need to do a better inventory of our lives, because I'm sick of hearing everyone cry about it when the universe does it for us and gets toxic people away from us or things like that, because sometimes it can be dramatic in that fashion. So we can make it easier on ourselves by just eliminating anything not serving us. And sometimes that's toxic people, relationships, things like that. So do a better inventory for the new year. We need to make space. Like when I was talking about it a few videos ago, where I'm at this place now where when I first woke up, it was really lonely for me. I feel like I pretty much lost everyone and everything I ever loved in this matrix, and it was very lonely. I was okay, and I was complete by myself, but I had all this space to create something new. And then I kind of shifted into this different kind of paradigm, and here I am. I'm creating space again. And I know that it's to create something new, but a lot of people aren't understanding that we need that space sometimes with ourselves in order to have room for the things that we're trying to manifest. Nicole Goddard. Rejoice in celebrating. We should be celebrating that we've even made it this far, because like you guys are probably figuring out, not everyone is going to make it on this journey with you. You're just headed somewhere, and maybe it's not for everyone your journey. I always think it's pretty amazing the people that are still in my life that have been there for a really long time, because I've seen that as my vibration is changing, it will change the people that I attract to me all the time. I'm getting better at letting people come and go, because I notice a lot of people that leave just end up coming back later. Daisy Kristen, you should feel calm. Oh my god, I hate going on camera. A lot of people don't realize that. Sometimes I hate it. Empath problems. So sometimes I don't like it. I don't feel like it, but it should make you feel much better. Like when you get off of here, my intent is just for you to feel uplifted, relaxed, calm, whatever. Whenever I get or receive Reiki or any kind of healing, it makes me feel really relaxed. And I always sleep a lot better. Daisy, what is cutting you off from your own flow? I just spend a lot of time meditating, healing, and doing shamanic work and things like that. So I lead a very spiritual lifestyle, but we're all spiritual and we're all on a spiritual journey, and I'm not any more spiritual than you are in any way. And we all have this amazing capability to tune in and connect back to our source or back to ourselves. Sometimes the best thing that we can do is center and ground ourselves and come back to ourselves. So if I'm ever feeling like I'm not in the flow, I can always tell. I try to like unplug and spend more time with myself, kind of resetting my vibration. So hopefully this will help reset your vibration a little bit. I always say with frequencies, I figured this out really fast. It was one of my first lessons awakening, that if you have two people on different frequencies, maybe different vibrations, it's either going to go one of two ways. The person on the lower frequency can pull the person down, which is much easier because it's actually easier to have a low vibration and to be at a constant state of like complaining or fear or things like that. Or you can pull the person up to your level. So I'm hoping to pull you guys up to twin flame frequencies. Jamie Chaney, I love it. I know I have a good group of people on here, and it's always like amazing. That's why I always feel at least better. At least I'm going live with my friends. It makes it a little bit better. You're taking back your power. And this really goes with the theme. We've just been handing over our power, and we don't even realize in the ways that we are. We need to take back our power. And I was just touching base on this, and you're always reminding me too. You always give me the best ideas. That's why I love hanging around her. She's one of my best friends. But she gives me the best ideas too. And the thing is that I didn't have any spiritual powers or gifts, I believed. Because they really were not active or working. They were completely shut down from taking pharmaceuticals. So there are things that are suppressing us, that every time people are taking like a pharmaceutical, you're handing over some of your power and your abilities. That's why you're not noticing that you have these extraordinary gifts. You're handing them away. Every time that you get a vaccine or choose to give your kid GMO food, you are giving away your power. Your spiritual power is being siphoned just by the frequencies that some people are residing on. So we really need to take back our power by making more informed decisions. And I always tell people, I make it really clear that I feel like my free will is being infringed on because I live in this same place and I have just as much right to create anything as anyone of the elite does. And I feel like my free will is being violated if I go outside and I'm breathing in aluminum air. I feel like my free will is being violated. So the best thing that anyone can do is make it clear that we feel like our free will is definitely being violated and that we don't really have a say in this. Marianne House. The universe is a huge place. Huge. In your actual light body state, you could be creating infinite galaxies right now. I like to say that it's kind of like we go to school here every day, literally, and we go home at night. So at night, my soul can go where it wants and with who it wants. And here, I'm almost like in a school type of situation. It's almost like how we send our kids to school. And the thing is that your vibration is going to determine how good of a receiver you are. But we're all receivers for this kind of extraordinary cosmic energy. Right now, I'm just kind of downloading information that is available to all of us. Anyone can just kind of tune in and do this. But what's going to help is my vibrational frequency is higher. So the higher my frequency is, the more I can access. That's why we're kind of being kept at a low frequency. So just keep working at purifying yourself, raising your vibration. If you guys are not already on chlorella, everyone needs to be on the whole planet. We all have reached heavy metal toxicity, high levels of it. And everyone basically should be doing a detox of some kind, just because of where we're all at. Albatross Henry. And I'm really glad to see you on my feed. I try to vibe with all you guys, but you're doing amazing things. So I love running into and connecting with any of you guys at any given time. It's just amazing to have you. Work on more balance. Basically, we all went through a lot. That's why I tell people to go easy on people, to be easy on strangers. You never know what they're going through. Someone might be snapping out at you, having a bad day, being rude to you. You never really know what someone is experiencing or going through. But we've all been through a lot at this point. So now I think it's time that we come together and heal and work on balance. And we need to balance the divine masculine, the divine feminine aspects within ourselves. So just keep on working on more balance with everything in your life. How I balance my life, everyone knows I'm boring. I go to bed at 9 p.m. I get up about the same exact time every day. I'm on a pretty regular schedule, but that helps me energetically. Because I'm channeling a lot of energy, I need to make sure that I'm eating really good food and taking really good care of myself. So that's what balance looks like for me. Nikki Fox. Like I said, I've been having a really lovely day. Nikki just did an attunement too. And I'm really looking forward to, I've been making everyone write about their experiences for homework. And I'm really enjoying reading the experiences because I hear like such different stories and ranges from it. And I'm really looking forward to reading about your experience. But you have this amazing open heart chakra energy. And not everyone does. I say when you send your kids to school, they basically are having any empathy or compassion or sense of oneness drilled out of them. That's basically what happens. You leave school and hopefully you're a total narcissist, according to if the system was effective. So it's pretty amazing when we can move past those blocks and get to the upper chakras, and you just have this beautiful, amazing, green, heart-centered energy around you. And it's really drawing people to you like a magnet. And it's pretty amazing to watch. Danny Stahl, hi. I'm trying to stay on like a couple more minutes. All my devices are flashing. My phone has been freezing like crazy all week just because of the crazy energies. Danny, this is the Matrix card. You're waking up from the Matrix. I mean, I have always thought I was awake clearly, but there are just so many levels of awakening. I heard you go through 5 dark nights of the soul, but me and my twin flame joke that we've been through like 1,000,000 together. So there are new levels of awareness that we're going to be reaching and new levels of awakening. Caitlin said she got kicked out. I know the energy is so crazy. My phone has been like freezing all week. So maybe it's a sign that we should be spending more time unplugging if possible, I guess. I was thinking this morning. Nisa Ray, fulfillment of wishes. I like to say this is your get a free wish card, but we all are manifesting right now. That's why we watch and we are around so much negative programming just from the music around us, television commercials, ads everywhere. It's just kind of a huge system. And it's a lot of negative programming and symbolism that people are not even aware of, affecting our subconsciouses in a way for the negative to kind of influence people to consume things. So we're manifesting right now. I like to do these feeds because I view them as like positive reprogramming. I feel like I'm really repetitive, but at least it should be sticking with people. And you might not be thinking a lot about watching this, but it's going to expand your consciousness in a positive capacity and kind of reprogram people. Yeah, it's a really beautiful day. Definitely charge your crystals, sage your house. I cleaned my whole house first. I do that every day anyway in the morning. I like to wake up and clean and sage and kind of set the tone. Clean your houses, purify. Jen Bird needs a pyramid for sure. The baby needs a pyramid. I saw ones that they go on your head. They go on your head almost. And they're kind of like these weird contraptions. So they have like so many different types. I tell people they could probably easily make one. You're working on material and spiritual prosperity. You're kind of like in limbo like all of us. Like you can't do a lot. You're waiting for your baby to be born. And you should just be kind of resting and relaxing. But as soon as you have this baby, you're going to get back to work with your Reiki. And it's going to be really amazing. Sarah Elaine, Destiny. And this is like one of my favorite. I put a meme up about serendipity. Because that's one of my favorite concepts or favorite words. There's always just things that I've programmed to know. And there are certain things that we're fated to, but free will is paramount here. So you're really creating your destiny, whether you realize it or not. Aubrey gets a card. It's a new beginning. Aubrey just finished her Reiki classes today. She's now a Reiki master teacher. I'm going to post her certificate in a little while. I'm really excited about it. And this is a new beginning for all of us. It was really exciting when I finished all of my attunements and all of my classes. It was really the start of my entire journey, I would say. Because I didn't start doing feeds until I had already been certified in this kind of stuff. So I kind of started my feeds and it really was a new beginning. You were doing really amazing on your live feed. Push past that fear or insecurity you have. I would have so much fear or insecurity about what people would think about my feeds. I used to have people call me the Antichrist and write stuff all over my feeds and saying horrible stuff. A lot of this matrix is pushing past that fear or caring what people think about us and being more and more authentic. And that's what real spirituality is about. It's not about enlightenment. We've always been enlightened or light and dark. It's about being authentic and embracing who we really are. It's kind of like shedding layer upon layer to become more and more authentic with ourselves. I'm going to let you guys go on that note, but I'm always here all of the time for readings. Our link is above. I check our site like all day long, so I'm here for attunements, activations, readings, whatever. Check out our site. I have a lot of good articles, and I'll be back tomorrow. And I'm just sending you a lot of really good energy. Before I go, though, I'm going to light this candle and put you all in white light. White contains all of the color spectrums, so it's one of my favorite colors. I was telling someone this morning that I usually will use blue if I'm out in the matrix, because blue can make you invisible basically, and I'll use purple to transmute or burn away any kind of negativity. But white has all of the spectrum, so I'm putting you all in white light right now and in a circle, a bubble of protection for this moon. And I'm also burning away any type of negativity and transmuting it for you so that you can really start this moon with a clean slate. And I'm cutting your cords as well that are not serving you. Your higher self, if people freak out, your higher self is always going to guide and facilitate any healing, so you'll only have any cords cut that are not ever serving you. Sometimes the most relaxing thing that you can do is just take a break and breathe. A lot of people have a hard time meditating. And if you can't calm your mind, they call it the monkey mind, then you can focus on your breathing, and that will always center and ground you and kind of bring you back to reality. So try to spend more time in meditation today, manifesting and focusing on your breathing. And I'm going to let you guys go on that note, but I'll be back tomorrow. Love and light.